code freeze is today. And so let's focus on all the items that we still have pending that we need to focus on today. So first, moving the CSI objects to V1 has been merged. So thank you, Jan, Hamant, and Fabio, and everyone else who was working on this for getting this in. Next is the Qubit device plugin registration.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the actual GA PR had merged yesterday, and then this morning there was an issue with the Qubit binary that was loading two different versions of the API package. When I went and looked at it, because of the way the API package is set up, the API package name is not namespaced. So all the different package directories basically have the same package name. So in a different section of the code, it was still pointing to I think the alpha version of the API. Once I did that, I tested it locally. It fixed the issue. So I have a PR out there that's ready for review. I've pinged Renault. He's going to take a look at it to make sure that we have a timely approval on that.
And we will probably need a Vish to approve this?
Yes, and Vish, because that portion of the code, he's definitely the approval for that.
Okay. All right, thanks for hopping on that. How is this other issue about the recursive scanning?
So this particular issue, Renault is also looking at it, and I've been going back and forth with him for the longest. We're trying to come to a consensus, and he's had some pushback, some valid pushback. So today, he's told me that he's gonna hop on it. The fix itself is whatever the code required is going to be small. I think we just needed to come to a consensus of how it's going to work without breaking existing drivers.
Okay.
So I think today, well, I've talked to him earlier today. He said he's going to concentrate on getting this done today as well.
All right, awesome. So is this something that we must get done by code freeze? If I understand correctly, this is it's an issue that has existed since the beginning.
That is correct. So this issue, if this fall through, we should be okay, because as you said, it's been working like that. So his fix is more of an enhancement, because right now it's scanning any file that's dropped in that one directory. So what we're trying to do is figure out a way not to do that as a workaround, but that would have no impact on the API or its functionality.
Okay, awesome. All right, great. Thanks for the update. If you need help, we can maybe try to schedule like a quick meeting to discuss, if that might make things easier.
Yeah, if I'm not getting any traction soon, I probably will do that.
Okay, awesome. Just let us know.
Yep.
All right. Next is updating Kubernetes to use the 1.0 CSI spec. Saad has been working on this one. Do you have an update?
Sorry, I zoned out. Updating Kubernetes entry to pick up CSI. Yeah, this is looking healthy. So a huge thank you to everybody who worked tirelessly yesterday to update all the sidecar containers, and all the drivers that these tests depend on. And so far, with the changes that were made yesterday, all the tests for CSI for host path and GCPD are green. I ran them overnight. Now the next steps here are I'm going to cut an official release of CSI 1.0 at 11:20 a.m. this morning. After that, I'm going to update the entry code to pick up the 1.0.0 version. And we then need to we need to tag the external components to an official production container, and then update the end-to-end test to point to the official releases of the external containers. Right now, they're pointing to the Canary builds. And once that's done, we should be okay to merge this. And so we should be good here. One thing I'm not certain about is the mock test. I don't know what those tests are or what needs to be updated. I haven't seen any test fail for host path or GCPD. Is it another set of tests that I should be running for that, for the mock driver?
So I think right now the mock driver is not being used in any of our E2e tests.
Mm-hmm.
The one I was concerned about yesterday, the skip attach test,
Yeah.
I took a look and those are actually using the host path driver, not the mock driver.
Okay.
Jan has a PR out to introduce new tests using the mock driver, but it has
Got
not
it.
merged yet.
Okay. So that'll be something for Jan to look into before he introduces
Yeah.
those tests.
Yeah. All right. And okay, so all of this is looking in good shape. We should be good to go. Next is the fix for CSI block volumes.
Just a quick question. Does that mean that I need to release 1.0 on all sidecar containers today? And branches
Yes.
and so on?
Yeah, so I think first, let me actually write down maybe I'll write down all the steps in order. So first, oh, come on. Okay. First, CSI 1.0 needs to be cut. Then we need to update all the drivers and sidecars again to pull the official 1.0. Then we tag and release 1.0 on all the drivers and sidecars. Then we update the E2e test to use the 1.0 cuts
Mm-hmm.
images.
Okay, you can put me in for 2 and 3 then. I'll take care of those 2.
Okay. I can also help with this if you want.
Yeah, if I need help, I'll let you know. But it should be pretty easy now that they're all moved at least to RC2.
Yeah. One thing here is we probably we should not tag the external snapshotter. External snapshotter. We should leave the we should not cut an official 1.0 for external snapshotter because as part of the spec update, I had to break it.
Okay.
So we should leave. We should tag everything else and leave this one.
Okay.
Also, let's add some sane release notes on the release tag. Instead of just saying 1.0.0, let's put something in there saying what is it and if there's any breaking changes.
Are you talking on the Git itself? Talking about Git annotations itself?
No, I think just in the release, the Git release.
Oh, because that's what I've been doing, but I don't know if that's what you mean.
I just mean that the release should have notes with it.
Yeah, I think
it.
for our official releases, there's usually like a lot of notes and stuff. The ones that we cut yesterday just for testing purposes are
Had no notes.
had nothing. But
Okay, hold on
the
a second.
actual official ones should have notes.
I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Today, we do not grab like a release notes section in the PRs for our cycle container. So how would we create, what I've been doing is instead grabbing major changes that go into that repo and putting them as information that has changed in between this release and the previous one, for example.
Yeah. So I think this is fine. The way you have it, where you like have the major changes.
Yep.
That's exactly what we mean.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. All right. All right. So going back to the CSI block fix, I guess this is just to make the alpha block implementation actually work. I think basically CSI block has been non-functional. So this PR is to actually make it functional.
Okay.
So I guess it's technically a bug fix.
If it needs my review, just put my name on it.
Yeah. I think Ben is in the process of testing it out, and status. Yeah, Ben tested it out, and I guess he's going to review it today, and then it will just need approval. All right. Next is the failing CSI tests. So we have two main things. First is the Flaky E2e Test. There's been some discussion on this and debate on this. I think so. Saad, you're suggesting that we should do a targeted fix just for CSI plugins to not use the device path. And I think so. I asked Jan.
Sorry, which issue is this?
This is the issue where if you run.
Just the flaky one?
Yeah,
oh,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
run two pods one after another. Sometimes the second one
yes,
won't
so
be able to.
Let's not use device path. So we need to fix that.
Yeah. So I asked Jan to help take a look at this.
Okay.
And he actually wants to fix the device path issue because the entry AWS is hitting the same issue. So I think he just wants to kill two birds with one stone.
Well, that's fine. We can fix the AWS issue with whatever we're going to do to fix device path, but let's remove the dependency for CSI on device path.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason CSI should even depend on it, and I'm sure there's going to be more bugs that are going to be found in this in the future. So instead of having these bubble into CSI, let's just remove the CSI dependency.
Okay. So so we should. So basically, we want to do two fixes for this.
And I think the higher priority one is the CSI one because that's new for this quarter.
We should fix CSI to not depend on device path.
Separately.
Yeah, better long term. Separately, we can fix the device path handling for AWS. And let's prioritize CSI fix since that's, well, it's technically not new for this release, but the tests that are testing it are new.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Jan is probably more interested in fixing AWS. Maybe we can find someone else to work on the fix for CSI. Does anyone want to work on this?
It should be a fairly simple fix.
All right. I will handle this if no one else wants to.
We can take a look at it too.
Michelle, if you were too busy, I can have Methuselah look at it.
Oh, sorry, Brad. I can't hear you.
If you're too busy, I can have Methuselah look at it.
Oh, okay. That might be good. I guess, will he be able to look at it today? I think release team considers this a release blocker.
No, I don't know that he'd maybe be able to start, but I don't think he'd get it finished.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and take a look at this. I have a good understanding of what needs to be done. All right. Next is the failing alpha tests. So there were 3 tests that were failing, and we have identified, we have root caused all 3 test failures. 2 out of the 3 are fixed, and there's still 1 test failure left and it turns out to be a problem with the Node Info Manager and the way it registers the CSI plugins. Chang has a PR out for this, and it's under review. Chang, do you have any other update?
And nope. So like there are 2 issues discovered from that test. The one that will fix the test itself is going to be in the external attacher.
All right. And once we, I think we already cut external attacher with that fix. Okay. So once Saad updates the drivers to use 1.0, we should automatically get that fix in.
Yeah, cool.
And then the second bug, though, well, the second bug could still cause flaky issues. Is that right?
When CSI node info is disabled, it could have flaky issues. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, this is a bug. This is a bug with the non-alpha behavior. So I think this is important to get fixed.
Yep.
All right.
Is this going to be on the external sidecar container as well? The fix or?
So
this one is entry. It's
entry. Okay.
I think the fix with the external attacher is only relevant for alpha clusters. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Whereas the fix in Node Info Manager, that's for non-alpha clusters.
Okay. But the code is actually physically
in Qubit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is Chang working on this for today?
Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome. Thanks, Chang.
Yep. All right. So those are all of the code freeze tasks that I'm aware of.
Sorry,
is there anything else anyone's working on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, you mentioned there were 3 failing tests. I'm only aware of 2 of them. What were the 3?
So the host path plugin was failing. The PD CSI driver was failing, and also the PD external driver was failing.
Okay, that's the same. They were like the same test, but the 2 versions of that test were failing, I guess, with the 2 drivers.
Yeah, the same test case, but 3 different plugin configurations were failing, all for different reasons.
Got it. Thanks.
Awesome. Is there any other task that anyone's working on for code freeze?
I'm working on topology E2e tests. PR is out, but since we're not moving topology to beta just yet, I have to make some changes to add in some mechanism to enable alpha in the external provisioner sidecar.
Okay. I think also, I think that one we can treat as lower priority. Because we also have to we have to fix the external provisioner too and cut that and update everything there.
What do we need to fix in the provisioner?
So the CSI node info stuff, we need to fix that, right? We refactored CSI node info, so the external provisioner is totally broken.
It should be able to, I guess I have to think about it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I would treat that as lower priority. We can always always get in the, we can make the changes externally and update the tests after code freeze.
Okay.
All right.
I just have one thing. I put it up in the miscellaneous section.
All right.
One of the things that we are working on is in Portworx is changing our entry driver to a CSI. And one of the things that we require sometimes is knowing the PVC namespace. And what's really nice is that we already have almost all of this working in CSI for the macro that you can set up in the storage class to know where the secret is in what namespace, but it is not in the provisioner. And I show you the line right there, and we need this in the provisioner. For some reason, it's not in the provisioner. It's in everything else except for the provisioner. So the thing is, it's just it doesn't pass PVC. I don't. What I want to do is, if we want to spend too much time on this today, that's fine. But I just want to bring this up that I would like to do this. So we can talk about it another day if we want to.
Are you saying that the expansion happens for the secrets for attach and the secrets for publish?
Yes.
But not for the provisioner itself?
That's exactly right. I want the pvc.namespan expansion macro for provisioner also, and then that will fix everything.
Okay. I think that should be okay, but we're going to need to get Jordan to look at this because there's a bunch of weird security implications around this, and he's the one who knows them best.
Okay.
So we could set up a meeting with him at some point when we have when we're free of code freeze.
Sure. Yeah, I'll start an issue with this, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome. So I think that's all the updates we have for today. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about?
All right. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all the hard work in getting us to this point. It looks like we're very close to the finish line and we're looking pretty good. So thank you very much, and especially Michelle for all the hard work yesterday updating all the sidecar containers, and I know everybody else worked really hard too, so thank you.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
We'll see
Happy
you
code
tomorrow.
freeze.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.